Have you ever felt like you are stuck in an endless loop, where every year feels like a rerun of the last? You are working hard, but somehow getting nowhere. Here's the brutal truth: your bad habits are quietly killing your potential. And the worst part? Most men won't even realize it until it's too late. If you are tired of watching life pass you by, stick with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the 10 most destructive habits young men need to leave behind in 2025, and exactly how to break free. By the end of this video, you'll have a roadmap to become the man you've always wanted to be. Welcome, fellow sapiens, to a journey of self-mastery and success for a person living in the modern world. Today, we are diving deep into the habits you need to quit now. Some of these will sting. Some will make you uncomfortable. But if you can confront these truths and act, you'll transform your life. Let's get started. Habit number 1. Seeking instant gratification. Let's start with the number one trap of our generation: instant gratification. Think about it. Why wait for results when you can have everything now? Fast food instead of a healthy meal. Swiping on dating apps instead of building meaningful relationships. Mindlessly scrolling social media instead of investing in your skills. Instant gratification feels good for a moment, but it's like drinking salt water. It leaves you thirstier and emptier than before. Now, imagine two men. One spends his evenings binging Netflix. The other spends his time learning a skill, like coding or digital marketing. A year later, one has a new job and financial freedom. The other? Same couch, same life. That's the difference between gratification and growth. And the solution? Start small. Delay minor pleasures. Instead of watching a series, commit to reading for 30 minutes. Over time, you'll retrain your brain to crave progress instead of distractions. And while instant gratification is tempting, procrastination is its sneaky cousin, keeping you stuck in the same cycle. Habit number 2. Procrastination. I'll start tomorrow. How many times have you told yourself this? Procrastination is the subtle thief of your dreams. Every time you delay action, you are not just wasting time, you are losing opportunities. Now let's get real. Procrastination doesn't mean you are lazy. It often stems from fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, or even fear of change. But here's the kicker: the longer you wait, the scarier it gets. And most people do not even know the cost of delay. Every time you procrastinate, you are training your brain to associate work with stress and avoidance. Small tasks pile up into overwhelming mountains, and before you know it, you are stuck under a pile of regrets. So the best solution for this is to break tasks into smaller, manageable chunks. Use the 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. The rule is based on the idea that small tasks that are left undone can take up more mental space and lead to procrastination. By completing these tasks right away, you can prevent them from building up and hindering your productivity. Stop aiming for perfection and just focus on progress. By the way, here's a question: what's one task you've been avoiding for weeks? Pause this video, do it now, and come back. Trust me, you'll feel lighter. And while procrastination stalls your future, avoiding discomfort ensures you never reach it. Habit number 3. Avoiding discomfort. Here's an uncomfortable truth: growth comes from pain. Whether it's the soreness after a workout or the sting of failure, discomfort is the price of progress. But most young men today avoid it like the plague. Men today have forgotten, or seem to have made peace with, the comfort zone trap. Comfort feels safe, but it's also where dreams go to die. Staying in a dead-end job because it's easy, avoiding tough conversations because they're awkward, or skipping the gym because it's hard. These are the habits that keep you average. Now, think of a caterpillar in its cocoon. It literally has to struggle to transform into a butterfly. If it avoids that discomfort, it never flies. The same goes for you. The solution, you ask? Start small. Push yourself to do one uncomfortable thing daily, whether it's waking up earlier, speaking up in a meeting, or saying no to something draining your energy. Discomfort is temporary, but growth is forever. While discomfort is necessary, blaming others for your problems is the fastest way to stay stuck. Habit number 4. Blaming others for your problems. It's not my fault. How many times have you said that? Life isn't fair, and bad things will happen. But blaming others, your parents, your boss, the government, robs you of your power to change. This attitude later gives rise to victim mentality. And that is the reason I do not believe in depression. I refuse to believe in something that claims to take the power away from me and gives it to some random pills. Blame feels good in the moment because it absolves you of responsibility. But here's the truth, no one is coming to save you. On the flip side, when you take responsibility, you take control. Instead of saying, I can't succeed because I didn't have support, say, I will succeed despite my circumstances. That shift in mindset can change your entire trajectory. But even if you take responsibility, there's one modern addiction that's stealing more from you than you realize. Habit number 5. Addiction to digital escapism. Games, porn, and social media, they're not just distractions, they're engineered to control you. These platforms profit off your attention, keeping you glued to screens, while your real life falls apart. And the dangerous part is that most men do not see the hidden cost here. Every hour spent gaming or scrolling is an hour you could have spent learning, building, or connecting with people who matter. The scariest part? These habits trick you into thinking you are productive when you're not. The solution here is to set boundaries. Use apps like Freedom or set up timers to block distractions. Replace mindless scrolling with activities that add value, reading, exercising, or networking. Think about this, if someone stole 6 hours a day from you, wouldn't you fight back? Then why let your phone do it? And if digital distractions weren't bad enough, overindulging in real-world vices can be even worse. But, before we go over to the next toxic habit to ditch in 2025, please mind giving this video a like, as it boosts its reach, subscribing to this channel, and turning on the notification bell to not miss out on more such informative videos on how to be a better sapien. Anyways, moving on. Habit number 6. Overindulging in vices. Vices like alcohol, smoking, and junk food aren't just bad for your body, they're weapons of mass destruction for your ambition. These weapons create the illusion of escape. These vices promise relief, but they deliver dependence. Every drink, every cigarette, every late-night fast food run, it's a brick in the wall separating you from your goals. Think about how much money, time, and energy you've spent on these habits. Imagine reinvesting that into your personal growth. The return on investment is life-changing. And to talk about the solutions, first of all, cut off from people who provoke you to indulge in these vices. And learn to say no without the guilt of hurting them. Then start cutting back on these vices gradually, if you are already addicted. Replace harmful vices with healthier alternatives. Instead of drinking to relax, try meditation or a workout. While vices destroy you externally, overthinking does the same internally. Habit number 7. Overthinking. Overthinking is like a rocking chair, it gives you something to do but gets you nowhere. Many young men waste hours, even days, stuck in analysis paralysis, replaying the same scenarios in their heads. First of all, why do you feel we overthink? At its core, overthinking is fear disguised as logic. You think if you analyze a problem long enough, you'll avoid failure. But the harsh reality? Overthinking is failure. It's wasted time and energy that could have been spent taking action. Remember, overthinking not only delays decisions, but also damages your mental health. Studies show its link to anxiety, depression, and reduced problem-solving ability. The solution? Adopt the 5-second rule. When a decision arises, count down from 5 and act before your brain convinces you otherwise. Remember, clarity comes from engagement, not endless rumination. But even if you overcome overthinking, there's another trap that silently sabotages your future: living without clear goals. Habit number 8. Lack of clear goals. Let me ask you something. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? If you don't have a clear answer, you are not alone. Most men drift through life without a plan, hoping things will magically fall into place. Spoiler alert, they won't. You need to understand and realize the danger of vagueness. Without clear goals, you are like a ship without a destination, at the mercy of the wind and waves. And here's the truth. The world is filled with distractions, designed to keep you from discovering your purpose. Imagine two men with the same potential. One sets a goal to start a business and works toward it daily. The other says, "I just want to be successful." A decade later, one is thriving, and the other is still waiting for life to happen. If you don't want to end up like the second man, write down 3 specific, measurable goals for 2025. Break them into smaller milestones and track your progress weekly. Think about it. If you don't have a roadmap, how will you know when you've arrived? Now, having goals is essential, but achieving them requires something most men lack, that is discipline. Habit number 9. Ignoring discipline. Motivation is overrated and temporary. Discipline is what separates winners from losers. Think about it. Motivation gets you to the gym one day. Discipline gets you there every day. Here is the harsh truth about discipline. Most young men struggle with discipline because they rely on fleeting emotions to guide their actions. But success doesn't care about how you feel. It cares about what you do. You need to get out there daily and do what you need to do, irrespective of how you are feeling that day. For example, take athletes like Virat Kohli. Do you think he felt like practicing every single day? No. But discipline made him show up, and now the results speak for themselves. How to build discipline, you ask? Start by mastering small daily habits. Wake up at the same time every morning. Make your bed. Stick to a schedule. These tiny wins build momentum and train your brain to stay consistent. And a quick reality check: when was the last time you followed through on a promise you made to yourself? If you can't trust yourself, why should anyone else? And that brings us to the final and most fundamental bad habit: neglecting self-respect. Habit number 10. Neglecting self-respect. Here's the most toxic truth of all: if you don't respect yourself, no one else will. Self-respect isn't just about how you treat yourself, it's about the standards you set for your life. There are few obvious signs that show you lack self-respect, like you tolerate toxic relationships. You say yes to things that drain you. You settle for less because you think you don't deserve better. Sound familiar? The sad part is, most men don't even realize the price of low standards. Every time you compromise your values, you are telling the world, "I'm not worth it." This mindset seeps into every area of your life, your career, your relationships, and even your health. Now, to reclaim your self-respect, learn to set boundaries and enforce them. Learn to say no without guilt. Treat yourself with the same respect you demand from others. Because here's the truth. You can't build a high-value life with a low-value mindset. And if you've made it this far, you're already ahead of 90% of men. But knowing these habits isn't enough. It's time to act. These habits are chains, but here's the good news. Chains can be broken. 2025 can be the year you reclaim your life. But awareness is only the first step. The real question is, what will you do next? Will you let 2025 be another wasted year, or will you break free and transform your life? Remember, the man you want to be is waiting. It's up to you to take the first step. If you are serious about this journey and want to be a better sapien, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing for more content on personal development, philosophy, and the pursuit of a meaningful life, and share it with friends who might benefit from these tips. Be sure to leave any other valuable suggestions you might have in the comments below for your fellow sapiens, and mention which of the above tips did you find the most useful. Also, be sure to check out these other videos on our channel, where we dive deeper into unlocking your full potential every day. Trust me, this is just the beginning. Until next time, keep striving daily towards being a better sapien.